Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, I have some incredible news that's shaking up the entire NFC North landscape, and it's especially exciting for Packers fans. It's a move that could redefine the secondary for Green Bay and potentially set the stage for a deep playoff run, maybe even another shot at that coveted Super Bowl title. And trust me, this isn't just any trade. It's a strategic masterpiece. The Packers have traded for Sauce Gardner, the elite shutdown corner from the New York Jets, and they did so by sending a first-round pick for 2026. Yes, you heard that right. They've gone all in on bolstering that secondary, and it's a move that screams confidence and a desire to compete at the highest level. Now, let's back up a bit and talk about why this trade makes so much sense. The Jets, after a rough start this season, sitting at 1-5 up until October 18th, are clearly in a rebuild mode. Their defense, which was supposed to be their strength, has been allowing an alarming 27 points per game. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially when they're trying to develop a future quarterback, and they're holding onto a cap space of around $12 million. They're also pretty skeptical about their current roster, especially with Aaron Rodgers aging and not quite performing at the level they'd hoped. The Jets are now accumulating draft picks, especially for that potential future quarterback, and they're freeing up cap space to reinvest in the team. It's a classic rebuild mode, and trading away Gardner makes sense in that context. But for the Packers, this is a game changer. Sauce Gardner, who's just 2 years into his NFL career, is already establishing himself as one of the top cornerbacks in the league. With 2 Pro Bowl appearances under his belt and ranking in the top 20 on PFF, Gardner's stats are impressive. Over his career, he's accumulated 141 solo tackles, 56 assists, and an impressive 197 tackles overall. He's also been targeted 127 times with 127 pass defenses. Yes, 127 pass defenses. But interestingly, he has 0 interceptions recorded so far in 2025. That might seem odd at first glance, but it's important to remember how Gardner operates as a shutdown corner. His coverage grades are stellar, with an 86. 2 grade in 2025, and he's allowing only about 25% of passes thrown in his direction to be completed. That's elite-level coverage, folks. In this season alone, through 6 games, he's recorded 13 solo tackles, 3 assists, no interceptions, but 5 pass defenses, and an overall PFF grade of 87. 6. That's a huge boost for any secondary. The impact this move can have on Green Bay's defense is enormous. By adding Gardner, the Packers are not just plugging a hole. They're significantly elevating their entire secondary. The projections are eye-opening. Expect around 5 additional interceptions, 15 more pass defenses, and a potential 20% increase in coverage success. This means fewer yards per pass allowed, going from 6-8 yards down to about 5-9 yards. Imagine that, a more formidable pass defense that can lock down opposing receivers and force quarterbacks into making tougher throws. It's a game changer, especially considering that Gardner's presence can boost the entire secondary's performance, similar to how Jalen Ramsey's addition did for the Rams back in 2019, boosting their pass defense by over 10 pass defenses per game. And for the Packers, this isn't just about stopping opponents. It's also about setting a tone for their entire defense. With Gardner in the fold, they're now better equipped to handle top-tier receivers like Chase and other dangerous pass catchers in the division. His ability to shadow and shut down elite receivers is exactly what the Packers need to make their secondary a nightmare for offenses. It's a move that signals a clear intent to compete for the division, the NFC playoffs, and ultimately, a shot at the Super Bowl again. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade could also influence the Packers' odds of winning big. Right now, their Super Bowl odds are around plus 750, but with Gardner on board, those odds could tighten to plus 500. Reflecting the increased confidence in their defense and overall chances of going deep in the postseason. Plus, this move could be pivotal in the division, especially against teams like the Minnesota Vikings, where the Packers could see a 22% increase in their chances of winning the division with Gardner adding that extra layer of defense. It's not just a positional upgrade, it's a statement. Now let's consider the strategic implications. The Packers are clearly positioning themselves for a future that involves more than just a few wins this season. They're building a team that can contend for years to come, and acquiring Gardner is part of that blueprint. The move also shows that they're willing to be aggressive, investing draft capital for a player who, at just 24, is already a proven shutdown corner. It's a visionary move, especially considering the skepticism around some of the other teams' approaches, but Green Bay is clearly aiming for the top. And for the Jets, well, this move is probably more about the long-term rebuild than immediate success. They're willing to part with a top talent like Gardner to accelerate their rebuild process, gather draft picks, and develop a future quarterback. It makes sense in the context of their current struggles, cap space, and the need to reset after a tough start. But for the Packers, this is a different story. It's about winning now, and Gardner's addition makes their defense one of the most formidable in the league. So what does this mean for the upcoming games? Well, with Gardner, the Packers might see a significant decrease in yards allowed per pass attempt, making it harder for quarterbacks to find open receivers. This could translate into more wins, especially in close games where defense makes the difference. Plus, his ability to force incompletions, his forced incompletion rate is around 20%, will be crucial in third-down situations, giving Green Bay more opportunities to get off the field and control the game tempo. Now, if we look at Gardner's history, he's a player with high expectations and a proven track record. Though he's yet to record an interception in 2025, his coverage skills are elite. He's allowed only about 25% of passes thrown his way to be completed, which is exceptional. His career stats include 20% forced incompletion rate and just 8 touchdowns allowed over his career, which speaks to his consistency and ability to shut down even the most talented receivers. His impact goes beyond just stats. It's about the confidence he brings to the entire defense. When you have a cornerback who can match up with the best, it elevates everyone around him. And speaking of matchups, with Gardner defending the top receivers, the Packers' secondary can focus more on scheme and less on trying to cover for weaknesses. That means more aggressive blitzing, more creative coverages, and a more aggressive overall defense. This kind of upgrade can turn Green Bay into a real playoff threat, especially if their offense continues to perform well. Remember, the NFC is wide open this year, and teams that can lock down opponents' passing games will be the ones that advance deep into January. Looking ahead, this move also sends a message across the league. Green Bay is back in the game, and they're serious about contending. It's a statement to their division rivals, especially the Vikings, that they're ready to fight for the top spot with a defense that's tough, versatile, and led by one of the best shutdown corners in the league. The division race could get even more interesting, with the Packers now sitting with a clear upgrade in secondary talent and a renewed confidence that they can take on anyone. In conclusion, this trade is a masterstroke for the Green Bay Packers. They've acquired a player who can change the dynamics of their defense overnight. Gardner's addition not only improves their chances of winning more games, but also signals a shift in their long-term strategy, aiming high, building through smart moves, and not settling for mediocrity. It's a move that could pay off big time, especially if Gardner continues to play at the elite level we've seen so far in his career. The NFC North is undoubtedly going to be more competitive, and the Packers are now a team to watch out for. So fans, keep your eyes on this story because it's far from over. The season is still unfolding, but with Gardner in green and gold, the Green Bay Packers have added a game-changing piece to their puzzle. And trust me, this is just the beginning of what could be a very exciting chapter for Green Bay. The road to the Super Bowl just got a lot more interesting, and I can't wait to see how this move plays out in the coming weeks and months. The NFC North just got a whole lot more competitive, and the Packers are definitely back in the conversation. Stay tuned, because there's plenty more news to come, and I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.